on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. Today is Thursday, and if we dive in and have a look at the markets right now, we are seeing a lot of red. We're seeing Bitcoin down 1.12%, which is obviously affecting the altcoins as well. We are seeing Bitcoin dominance move up a little bit, whereas yesterday we went down. Now we're moving back up. We have a $7,500 Bitcoin. The thing is, though, guys, if we have a look at the chart, this is a chart from a year ago. Not exactly a year ago, August 6th, so I'm off by 4 days. But I still want to point out the tremendous gains that we've made in Bitcoin in just a year. Although, granted, once again, for people that got in fresh, especially in January, yeah, things were tough. What's crazy is you look at these charts, though. Look at these 7% increases we were seeing last year. Look at this. 100% for NEO, 74% for QDM, 140% for 10x. Man, it was definitely a different ball game back in the day. But that being said, if we have a look at the biggest gainers of the day, we have Kickcoin, which I'm not too familiar with. Oh, our good old buddy Dentacoin, up 9.5%. Bitcoin Private, ODEM, Dropple, MOAC, Metaverse, Emercoin, Populous, and Kin. And obviously the biggest loss of the day is Polymath, but obviously, Polymath was the Binance winner 2 days ago, so you know how that goes. Buy the rumor, sell the news. So obviously, once it got listed, everybody ran in, and then the price dropped down. As expected, this is literally every Binance listing is up, down. That's literally how it goes. But the thing is for people that think that it's just crypto that's experiencing these losses or, you know, these hits. I was talking to my dad yesterday. He has a lot of friends that are more like in the traditional markets, you know, in stocks and stuff like that. They're all taking a beating too. I mean, you have to understand in crypto, 20% gains and losses for us is like, just another day in crypto. But those are heavy losses in traditional stocks, and we've seen Facebook get hit, Twitter got hit, and now also let's talk about Mike Novogratz, right? So his shares in Mike Novogratz's crypto-focused merchant bank plunged another 20% during their trading debut on the major Canadian stock exchange on Wednesday. So after opening at around $2.11, for their first ever listing on Toronto's TSX Ventures Exchange, shares in Galaxy Digital LP fell 20% in the first half hour of trading. Now that sounds more like crypto. Shares went further down to $1.52. So here's the interesting thing though. Galaxy was initially selling their shares at around $3.80. in a private placement in January when Bitcoin was at its all-time $2,000 high. So how pissed are those early investors? That's literally down half. It's like, yeah, it's almost down half. That's crazy. So my point I'm trying to make is it's not just crypto. Sure, this is a crypto-related incident, but we're seeing it with, you know, all these other stocks as well. So just wanted to point that out. But it's not all doom and gloom. It's not all doom and gloom because as we see right here, it says that mobile payments firm Square said that it made $37 million in revenue from Bitcoin-related sales in the second quarter of 2018. The company released an unaudited quarterly financial report on Wednesday, which indicated it made an overall net revenue of $814 million, 6%, which, okay, it's not too much, but that came from cryptocurrency buying service added to its Cash app late last year. The firm's Bitcoin sales profits nearly doubled compared to the first quarter. So that's something definitely worth mentioning. Now, another thing that people have been discussing is ICOs and the lack of interest in ICOs. So Kevin Rook points out that ICOs only raised $417 million in the month of July, which is the lowest monthly figures since May 2017. Which is incredibly low. Investors are clearly losing interest in funding ICOs. How will this affect the existing crypto markets? So I don't really have an answer to that. I'm not really too sure. I mean, obviously people are not wanting to invest in risky endeavors because this whole market is risky inherently. But the other thing I do want to point out though, as far as the money being raised, I have noticed that a lot of ICOs got a lot of backlash for having these super huge ICOs. Like, you know, we were seeing 200 million, 300 million, 750 million in some cases, you know, with these other ICOs, like with Telegram and things like that. So I think that we've seen them pull back a lot. You know, you're seeing a lot of ICOs lower to like, you know, 30 million or even 15 million. I've seen some are even doing like 10. So I think that ICOs in general just aren't really raising as much overall. And the other thing I wanted to talk about too is I kind of wanted to give a shout out to Mav over at Ready Set Crypto because he recently put out this video and I was speaking about this about 2 weeks ago, talking about maybe investors investors might be looking to these STOs instead of the ICOs. The STOs are security token offerings, and this is a little bit more with legal compliance. This is a little more comfortable for US investors. So are we going to see them moving to STOs? Are ICOs going to be a thing of the past? Are they going to dwindle? Are they going to diminish? Are they going to have equal share with STOs? I don't know, but it's an interesting concept to look forward, and I'm curious to see what companies do decide in the future to utilize this STO network rather than ICOs, or even look to things more like traditional IPOs as well. So the other thing that I want to talk about, so we remember everybody was making such a big stink about what was going on with Twitter, all these fake accounts. So you had Elon Musk being the major complainer, right? Because he kept having all these ETH giveaways. So now apparently what people are doing is they've figured out a way to actually use the verified symbol right here. So as you can see right here, it says Elon Musk verified, Elon Musk. And then you have down here, this guy, Elon Musk verified, but this is Nathan Walks 10. He says there's still time to squeeze in more Easter eggs. I have one Easter egg here, in fact. Boom. Ethereum Bitcoin giveaway. So they're still getting around it. They figured out that, we're going to use this verified symbol, which they've somehow now been able to incorporate into their name. So now this just creates more complications for Twitter. Poor Jack. Sorry, Jack. Work's not over yet. So anyway, speaking of our favorite Twitter personalities, we have John McAfee saying that he's increasing the bounty for his unhackable BitFi wallet from $100,000 to $250,000. The rules require you to empty the contents of a BitFi wallet that they have preloaded and will send to you. You must pay for the wallet and its contents. Now we are having some people already speaking up. So you have this guy right here, Cyber Gibbons, right? And this is the picture that he put, and this is what he said on Twitter. He said, to those that say the people hating on BitFi don't have one in their hands, look at this. Guess what? The device has no idea it's being tampered with. So this is alluding to something. And then you also have Oversoft saying, short update without going into too much detail about BitFi. We have root access, a patched firmware, and can confirm the BitFi wallet still connected happily to the dashboard. There are no checks in place to prevent that liked claim by BitFi. Since the emergence of these claims, BitFi and John McAfee appear to have shifted into an extremely defensive position. So John McAfee plans on putting out a definitive video countering all the nonsense claims instigated and coordinated by what he considers established monolithic competitors in the hardware wallet space. So this is an interesting story that's unfolding. I mean, listen, guys, I'm not really rooting for anyone. Like, I don't want them to hack the wallet, but at the same time, I kind of do want them to hack the wallet because I really want us to keep finding these vulnerabilities so that we can make things safer. So, yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see what rolls out. Are they going to be able to hack this wallet? Time will tell, but it sounds like a few people might be onto it. Let's get into some coin news. I want to start this off with Mainframe because I thought this was really freaking awesome. I think projects almost have a responsibility to this philanthropic approach to things where, when you raise all this money from these ICOs and your coins are doing well or whatever, I think donations are definitely a thing that is definitely appreciated. So they have proof of heart donations. So they donated over 1,000 ETH to different non-profit companies. So they did 200 for flash drives for freedom. And all of these have like videos and write-ups. So if you guys want to learn more about this, I'll drop it in the description. They did 220 ETH for Access Now. They did 150 ETH for Witness. They did 150 ETH for Reporters Without Borders for freedom of information. 100 ETH for X-Index, the voice of free expression. 150 ETH for Coin Center, and 50 ETH for Electronic Frontier Foundation. So I think this is really awesome. If you guys want to learn more about all of these nonprofit organizations, definitely check the link below. But, hats off to you, Mainframe. Good on you. Good on you. So now let's talk about PundiX. So PundiX, actually, there's two things going on in the news. First one simply being that they've integrated Verge. So that's good. That's adoption, right? Second thing, a little more detail. So Hotbit has successfully integrated Mosaic tokens into its exchange platform, and the first two tokens to be listed are NEM-XEM and NPXSXEM. Man, that's a mouthful to say. So Mosaic tokens are built upon the NEM blockchain and made to bring utility to new blockchain projects, platform, or software. They are designed for projects that require a NEM blockchain and tokens that have real-life application or product. So here you go. PundiX has committed NEM Foundation a total of 20,000 units. So these point of sale devices right here, of their point of sale technology. So now they've created the NEM Xpost, which will run exclusively on the NEM blockchain. The device will help deliver faster transactions in retail stores and make use of the high capacity of NEM's blockchain, its ability to process 4,000 transactions per second and greater speed than most blockchains make it particularly well suited to use in business retail environments. And when you think about it, you know, granted that maybe crypto isn't exactly at full-scale adoption just yet, when you consider the broader spectrum of 4,000 transactions per second with the crypto usage today, it's feasible, it's doable. It's not ultimately long-term the greatest solution, but for right now, I think PundiX is definitely at the forefront of innovation, and I would keep an eye on these guys. They're really, really serious about bringing crypto adoption to the masses, and they're doing it as we speak. So that's definitely something to keep a note of as well. Now, here is an interesting article. Now, we have been talking about NEO. We've been talking about 3.0, the updates. And one of the biggest concerns is if they make NEO divisible, right? One of the most unique aspects about the NEO ecosystem is how the gas is the utility token, but NEO is more of a share. It's used for voting rights, and it's not divisible. So now there are proposals of it to be divisible. So one Discord user described the idea of making NEO divisible as just plain dumb. He says, divisible NEO is big BS. I would never vote for that. Price will go to trash if they do that. But Dahong Fei said that the proposal illustrates a system that can overcome the technical constraints of the blockchain, like slow transaction speeds, while setting the stage for loftier goals like the decentralization of the network's process. So every time gas is consumed on the platform, it is redistributed to all token holders. Because gas is currently redistributed to all token holders proportionately to their NEO holding ratio, Hong Fei says NEO cannot be divisible. Here's another thing that we need to point out as well. This is really, really interesting. I didn't even really consider this, so listen to this. This is really cool. Well, not cool, but it's a concern. So empty poles and black holes, right? So according to Dahong Fei, reconstructing NEO's incentives system would tackle two hazards posed by the existing model. For one, the current scheme does not incentivize inactive participants on the network, namely those that do not vote in node elections, to become active. These users receive valuable gas regardless of whether or not they vote. And that could throw a wrench in the project's plan to decentralize, which is dependent on users partaking in governance. So Dahong Fei says we need incentives for NEO token holders to vote for NEO consensus nodes. The second hazard is more theoretical. Here's the really crazy part, and involves what NEO calls black hole addresses, or wallets to which owners have lost their private keys. Dahong Fei says that it's possible that gas will gradually be redistributed to those black hole addresses, and theoretically, if the time is infinite, it is possible that all gas, or almost all gas, will go to that address. In the model proposed for NEO 3.0, gas would be sent to a pool instead of being immediately redistributed to all token holders. Once in the pool, gas would be distributed over the time exclusively to token holders that partake in voting for consensus nodes. The new distribution method would remove the technical barrier that requires NEO to be indivisible. However, Dahong Fei said that the plan to alter the platform are still under discussion, nothing is set, and NEO does not intend to allow token holders to vote on the proposed changes. So what do you guys think about this black hole? Like if wallets got lost and they kept collecting gas over time, would they eventually suck up all the gas in the ecosystem? That is freaking crazy. That's some trippy stuff to think about. Very, very interesting article. Very interesting article. One of the most interesting things I've read recently, especially in regards to NEO. So the other thing I wanted to point out real fast while we're on the topic is NEO is having a live AMA now. Right now. It's happening right now. So if you guys want to go, head on over. I'll drop a link in the description. You can go check it out. You have Eric Zhang and Dahong Fei. They will be answering all of your questions. So go get over there and ask those questions now, guys. Okay, so moving on, we have a project that we have not spoken about in quite some time, and that is Zella. So it says recently the Ministry of Industry and Information Technology of the People's Republic of China announced the list of industrial internet support projects in 2018 encouraging the national team to organize a batch of innovative development projects and establish 3 functional systems, including network, platform, and security. Hereby implement the instructions of the State Council on deepening Internet plus advancing manufacturing developments of the industry, etc. So it goes on to say that this is according to their plan to establish service systems for industrial internet platforms by 2020, etc., etc. You guys can read more. But the interesting thing is they say based on this thought, the Beihang project team selected the innovative blockchain technology tailored for satisfying the demands of industry in the real-world settings. Project leader of the team said, "We would like to use the technical framework provided by SEELE." Yeah. So you guys remember all the FUD that was coming out about these guys? They were like 4th generation hierarchical forest branch connectivity, and there was just all this crap that went on. There was like a scam with the ICO in the Telegram or something like that. I don't know. I just remember there was a lot of FUD that came out. So now we are seeing SEELE kind of trying to, disperse this negative thoughts of the FUD, and you're also seeing MIIT getting involved in this as well. So are they going to prove us wrong? I don't know. We'll see. This is interesting. We'll have to keep following this project as it develops. And finally, we also have Constellation V1 code base is live. Dive into it on GitHub now. If you guys aren't familiar with Constellation, I did an interview with these guys. It was about a month and a half ago. So definitely check it out if you want to learn a little more about that. So diving into some crypto news before we go. So we do have a CNBC exclusive interview with SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce. So she was the heroine that was all about the whole Bitcoin thing, and she was saying how this decision stifles innovation. So this is an interview that was done. I paused it because it comes in at around the 20-minute mark. So right here, you'll see Rand is having a discussion with her. So if you guys are interested to learn a little bit more about why she made the decision, how she feels about this moving forward, and her overall opinions on the ETFs, definitely check this video out. I will drop it in the description below. There's also a lot of other content in the video too, but if you do watch the video, 20 minutes is when she comes on and starts talking. So, well, before we go, of course, we have to talk about, a hack, an issue, a problem, a breachable wallet, right? So the recently released personal identification authorization tool, Telegram Passport for Messenger app, is vulnerable to brute force attacks, according to a report by cryptographic software and developer services Verge Security. So I'm not really going to go into this. It's a lot of technical blah, 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 blah. It has to do with random noise data. The Telegram uses SHA-512, a hashing algorithm that is not meant to hash passwords. So long story short, the firm says the security of the data you upload to Telegram's cloud overwhelmingly relies on the strength of your password, since brute force attacks are easy with the hashing algorithm chosen, and the absence of digital signatures allows your data to be modified without you or the recipient being able to tell. So that's going to be an issue, but like I said, we do have alternatives. We have Civic, we have Bridge, we have Self-Key, we have The Key. Okay, we have a lot of different blockchain verification ID systems. So one of them's bound to really, get it right, I suppose. And a lot of them right now are doing quite well. You're seeing The Key. They already have millions of people on board in use cases. You're seeing Bridge Protocol focusing mostly on KYC, AML. We've seen Civic at Consensus. People were able to use the app to literally purchase beer to verify that you're 21 years old. So, there is a lot of competition in this space. Sorry to hear that this happened, Telegram. Take some advice from the other guys, I guess. So also one thing before I go, I wanted to say starting today, Coinbase customers in the UK will be able to seamlessly move GBP in and out of their accounts using the faster payment service. In most cases, this will mean almost instant access to funds. Great news for the UK if you're using Coinbase. And also, guys, I just wanted to talk about Token Tank. So as you guys know, Token Tank is something that we've recently set up. It's a basically like an interview show platform that myself and some other crypto content creators, influencers, whatever you want to call it, have created. So we try to switch the show up. We try to keep the roster rotating, have guests on. For example, we've had Game Theory Group, Cryptonauts, ANKR, BGoGo. We're also looking to have other guests on as well. But there was one small complaint, and that was that we were only focusing on, startups. And obviously with the sentiment of ICOs, people were asking, could we do post-ICO? In other words, talking to established projects, established coins. So hey, guess what, guys? We took took your advice. So I just put this tweet out. I said, the people have spoken. We listened. After 2 successful episodes of the Token Tank, the viewers have requested more post-ICO interviews. So to kick off things, we will be speaking with Jun Lee from Ontology next. You're welcome. Please leave your comments or your questions below. So yes, guys, we listened, and we're going to be talking to Jun Lee from Ontology on the next episode. So if you guys want, go to my Twitter and drop any questions that you have on this tweet. I'll leave this tweet because I'm going to ask the questions. So whatever questions you guys ask, I'm going to ask those questions for the community because I'm here for the community. You know, I love you guys. So follow me at the Crypto Zombie. You know, if you have questions for Ontology, definitely drop that in. And that being said, guys, I want to say thank you so much for coming back to my channel. You know, obviously, I love everyone that keeps stopping by, everyone that's been liking, subscribing, commenting, hopping in the Telegram Crypto Zombies chat. You guys are freaking awesome. You're the reason I do this every single day. Pleasure, honor. That being said, my name's K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto and peace out.